I don't know, where, like, for instance, they say, oh, we're going to take these plates and we're going to put them in the ground so some great man will find them, 2,000 years later. And it sounds ridiculous in our understanding. And it is. But isn't most religion kind of a stretch? I mean, Jonah being swallowed by a whale? A whale would kill Jonah, no doubt about it. One man dying for millions of people's sins. A little bit of a stretch if you're just thinking physiologically, if you're just thinking that way. So the suspension of disbelief in the Mormon church is like everywhere else. You kind of have to put away some of the things you know to be true, some of the things you know to be facts of science, and you have to put those aside to kind of think, well, these were buried in a hill for 15 years, or 1,500 years, and found in the backyard of somebody by the name of Joseph Smith, who was known for running game, who was known for running gambling and tarot and all sorts of things. Comments in the chat. By the way, I appreciate you, Apocalypse, retweeting the show. Thank you for the support. Do appreciate it. You have always been one of my favorites, and I can't wait to get you out to Vegas again. Sweet, sweet Apocalypse. Mormons are fast growing. They will accept anything. Actually, that comment was made by Apocalypse, and the truth is that missionaries help people who are in need, and when they realize that there's a church that will help them and help them do their daily life and help them fix their daily life, they tend to want to believe in it more for the community, I think, than anything else. Now, Dennis Deich writes, can you get baptized without being circumcised? Yeah. I don't see any problem with that. Now, as a birthright, you do get circumcised because according to the Mormon faith, they're part of the 12 tribes of Israel, and Israel equals Jew, Jew equals circumcision. So, yes, the answer is there's no need to be circumcised. Like if you're a 40-year-old man and you all of a sudden turn to the gospel, there's no need to just all of a sudden get circumcised. That would be painful and unnecessary. You can be an uncircumcised Mormon. You just have to be a late convert. You can't be someone who's who's been brought up in the church. So back to the musical. Starts off with Elder Price, Elder Cunningham at the MTC, and they're so excited about everything to do with going on the missions and everything, and they're so happy. Then they find out they're going to Uganda, Elder Price and Elder Cunningham, a rather comical pairing. And if you're a Mormon, you see all those guys who are playing missionaries up on the stage, and down to the white shirt, the black ties, the black tags, their personalities, it really hits you. You're like, holy shit, they've done their homework of the kinds of things and the kinds of people that go to the MTC and the kinds of kids they are. Good kids overall, but really struggling with their morality, really struggling with growing within the Mormon culture. And you can tell that, even in a comedy, even a musical comedy, you can tell that Trey Parker, Matt Stone, Robert Lopez did their research about the Mormon church and did their due diligence, spoke to probably a few missionaries along the way to kind of get some ideas. Now, as the play goes on, they go to Uganda. There are no baptisms in Uganda, and they go to the center where all the missionaries are. Come to find out, one missionary is fighting gay feelings. One missionary is fighting an alcoholic father and all sorts of problems. And they have a simple solution. Turn it off. And they do a whole musical number about turning it off, about switching it off. And I got to say, that was another clear point in the musical, was like, wow, people do that in the church. It's kind of a thing, always put a smile on your face, always be good to your neighbor, always be great, but don't face the issues, just turn them off. Just stuff them inside and you'll be okay. I've seen that hit me because I was like, damn, I've seen that at church. Once again, Trey Parker and Matt Stone doing their homework about the Mormon faith and not just what you read in the Book of Mormon or what is in what's in the prophets' writings or anything else like that. So, in any case, they're struggling. They have 0 baptisms. Elder Price gets frustrated because he doesn't want to be in Uganda because he sees some terrible things. Like he sees someone get shot. He's kind of freaked out by that. He wants to go home. He wants to get out of there. So Elder Cunningham and the missionaries have been talking to these people in a certain village, and they decide, the people in the village decide that they want to hear the message because it gives them this hope. It gives them hope of their situation out of Uganda. It gives them a light at the end of the tunnel. It gives them something to believe in because they are being terrorized by a general by the name of Butt Fucking Naked. Because when he kills people, he loves to bathe in their blood, butt fucking naked. It is awesome. So they, where was I? Yes, they go and they want to be converted. So they're trying to be converted, and the people are so into this, and Elder Cunningham is left alone. Elder Cunningham is left alone because his partner, Elder Price, is no longer there. So Elder Cunningham decides to make a bunch of stuff up because one of his failings as a human being is that he makes things up when he gets nervous, and he makes things up when he can't think of anything else to say. So he starts making shit up about the Mormon Church, about the Mormon Death Star, he throws in Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, all of these different mythologies into it to make the people really want to believe in it. And it's hilarious. It is hilarious. Talks about manning up, talks about Jesus on the day before he goes to the cross, he manned up, and then he's saying the line, I'm going to man up all over myself. There's a t-shirt that says, I'm going to man up all over myself. I wanted it, but I didn't get it. So the people believe, and then when Elder Price comes back to his senses, he decides to try and convert Butt Fucking Naked, which ends up with him getting a Book of Mormon up his ass, which was really funny because you see this huge x-ray, and it's just a Book of Mormon rolled up, and it's like up his ass. And everybody just fell apart. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. So in the end, the mission president comes because he finds out that they had 20 baptisms, and they are so happy. And then the people decide to put on a play about what they've learned. And it is you're talking about the basic premise of it is that Joseph Smith has AIDS, and he's going to fuck a baby because he heard that virgins that if you fuck a virgin, you are cured of AIDS, and there were no virgins, so he heard you needed to fuck a baby, and then God told him no, so you can fuck a frog. And it was hilarious. It was hilarious. And they just keep going with, Mormon families. They have these huge phalluses on talking about having big Mormon families and fucking. And in the beginning, when they get to Uganda, these people don't believe in God really because they have a saying. It's like Makata Mabala, something like that. And it means fuck you, God fuck you. And they're just like, they're going crazy. But in the end, everything turns out all right. The missionaries don't end up being great missionaries, but they end up helping people, and they end up teaching people about the Book of Arnold, which is Arnold Cunningham, which is the name of one of the elders. So overall, a great satire about religion, a very entertaining satire overall, very entertaining program. If you are sensitive to either Mormon issues, or if you're extremely sensitive to vulgar language or vulgar sensibilities or vulgar jokes, don't go. Don't see it. You will be completely uncomfortable in asking for your money back. However, an interesting part of this is how the Mormon Church has dealt with the popularity of the Book of Mormon. They have decided to go in with it. Instead of taking the Book of Mormon and, chastising it and saying, this is terrible, and this is awful, and this is not right, and everything is wrong about this, they've decided to go in, and they've actually purchased advertising in the playbill. And I think that is extremely mature. I think that's extremely mature and extremely cool. They've decided that they are going to not exactly say, yeah, this is what we're all about, but they're not going to be assholes about it either. They're actually just going to say, you know what, the musical's entertaining, but if you're curious about it, read the book. Extremely smart by the folks of the Mormon Church. Extremely smart, and I love that they've handled it in this particular way. I mean, that is without a doubt the best way to handle something like this. Now, as far as would I see it again? Yes, I would absolutely see it again. I loved it. It was so funny. And it wasn't just the vulgarity, but Trey Parker and Matt Stone have proven that they are very smart individuals. Very, very smart individuals. With their satire, with South Park, with Team America. I mean, they are the best satirists of this age. And the Book of Mormon is a great example of that. So we're going to play a little bit more music coming up. Some hits that I found from the folks at Music Mafia Radio. Do check them out. Rick is the man over there at Music Mafia Radio. He's put together a great spread. I used to work there. Hopefully you go and check them out. But I'm going to play a little bit of music from their end of the woods and some stuff that I discovered. So we'll be right back after a few songs. And next up, we'll be talking about Olvera Street. What is Olvera Street, you may ask? Probably the most important street in Los Angeles. Why? Well, we're going to find out in just a moment here on the Random Internet Radio Show. Alan Wayne, your host, and here comes a band out of Oregon called The Late Great. This song is called Easy, right after a little bit of shameless self-promotion. You're listening to the Random Internet Radio Show on Spreaker.com.